Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
Maureen Akers here with Gary. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good to be here again. Thank you.
We are talking about personal health insurance. So if you've been injured, should you use your personal health insurance to help pay for your medical bills?
Well, in the situation that I'm involved in, generally when people are injured after a collision or a fall or something, yes. I mean, that's what you have it for. And so there are two terms of art that come into play, Maureen. One is reimbursement and one is subrogation. And you'll hear these things. What do they mean? They mean that at the end, if you prevail, you may have an obligation to reimburse your insurance company or TRICARE or whoever's paying the bills. So your insurance, your personal insurance really is not to determine whose fault it was or where there might be a way to collect. I mean, there's just so many variables there, you can't predict that. So the health insurance was paid for, there are premiums paid.
Right.
It is there to provide service or pay for your services that you need. And then if you do collect, if you do prevail, then you have to deal with that obligation to reimburse.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely shouldn't wait on your health care, though, and in a lot of cases you can't. It's serious enough that you are taken care of first.
Surprisingly, people run into problems going to see their primary care physician and other health care providers. Sometimes he'll say, oh, we can't use the insurance, you have to pay cash, or we don't see you if you've been involved in a motor vehicle wreck because we don't know how we're going to get paid. The way they get paid is to use the same health insurance that they've always used.
Right.
And then we do have an obligation as lawyers to deal with that issue at the end. We have fiduciary duty, we have a legal obligation to deal with reimbursing Medicare, Medicaid, your health insurance, TRICARE, all of these organizations.
So does the person get reimbursed by the insurance company, or no, we're saying that the insurance company just gets reimbursed if they're not the one.
It depends on what insurance company you're talking about. So if you're talking about the liability insurance company that may pay for your damages, they're not going to pay for you to go to the doctor. They don't want you to go to the doctor. They don't want you to be seen. They won't pay until the end in a lump sum. So how do you deal with it in the meantime? Hopefully your health care provider is submitting the bills to your personal health insurance carrier, or medical payment coverage, which you may have through your automobile policy. We've talked about that in the past.
Right.
So there's lots of options and ways to make sure you utilize everything that's available to you. That's part of what we do. We coordinate your options, make sure these things are paid for, make sure you get the care. Right?
Yeah, very good. So there you go, your personal health insurance possibly when you've been injured. Thanks so much for joining us today, Gary, and we look forward to seeing you on the very next Legal Break.